Ringing up Graeme Kenna, City Solicitor for Bradford Council.
Voicemail of Graeme Kenna from the Legal Department for Adult Services in Bradford Council. Please leave a message and I will get back to you.
After you've finished your message, just hang up, or to hear more options, please press 1.
Yes, hello, Mr. Kenna. It's Mr. Hussain here. Once again, leaving yourself a daily voice message, asking you to engage with me so I can get an update on knowledge or some information regarding my brother's whereabouts and health and welfare. And once again, you, the local authority, are refusing to engage with me under some contrivance of vexation complaint policy that I need to put things in writing to you, when I have proceeded to put things in writing as you have requested throughout the month of, I believe, September, asking you for this basic information, like under what legal framework have you taken my brother from my care without any judicial oversight or anything like this, when it's clearly to your benefit as the case that you're pursuing on by fronting the housing association and the county court. You're not providing us with any information, and now we're at this stage now where it's been 76 days that you have unlawfully kidnapped and human trafficked my brother from my care into your nexus of unknown. I have no idea where my brother is. The last time you did something like this was, as I've explained on previous occasions, 5 years ago on the 3rd of August 2018. At least I knew then what legal frameworks that you have chosen to use. You came down with your associates, Nadia Khan and Sanjeev Singh, came down on the 3rd of August 2018 with Dr. Nasser, Dr. Shamoon Sami and Dr. Nasser, two clinician psychiatrists with the police. And then the framework then was that my brother needed to be sectioned, considering that under section 2, considering that I had highlighted to yourselves in July the situation that my brother had been neglected into by the failure of by your collusion and cooperation with Adalat, our nefarious brother, in order to get the financial deputy to given to him, and he had no further contact with us, and my brother became very despondent, and hence why his care had deteriorated. So in July, I put in a safeguarding alert myself. On the 3rd of August, you colluded everybody and come and kidnap my brother. Then towards the end of August, you informed me that my brother lacks capacity, and that's Vicina Brown, your colleague Vicina Brown, tells me that he lacks capacity. And his section 2 is now going to be frozen, which I'm challenged is not even it's a legal precedence. And then you pursue court action in order to remove me as nearest relative because you want him to remain on a section 3. Then subsequently in November, you tell the police to reincarcerate me regarding the contrived poker case. But then obviously just to chronologize, obviously on the 14th of December 2018, my brother is released into my care for the first time, and then you do welfare checks in Oldham in order to establish where he is, and then on the pretext that the welfare checks for my mother or for my sister, it was a complete failure on the 14th of December 2018. By the 30th of January 2019, my brother's been released into my care. I'm now, obviously given he's in my care. On the 28th of February, you instruct the police to come and arrest me on trying to establish that my brother lacks mental capacity. And this is the key aspect here. On the 28th of February 2019, Nadia Khan, on a multidisciplinary meeting, fails to establish that my brother lacks mental capacity. I then get arrested from the vehicle in my car. The police then take my brother to Oldham. The very next day, on the 1st of March 2019, Vicina Brown herself, who had stated the fact that my brother lacks mental capacity at the end of August to remain in hospital, she herself stated that my brother has mental capacity in order to remain staying with my sister in Oldham. So she herself has established that my brother lacks and does not lack mental capacity to make the decision to remain with my sister. On the 1st of March 2018, 2019, at a time when you were pursuing court of protection proceedings in relation to my mother, Vicina Brown clearly has stated that my brother does not lack mental capacity and can make the decisions to remain with my sister when the police were involved then, in 2019. Then subsequently, within, I believe on the 17th of April 2019, when Vicina Brown's junior, basically Baljit Nota and Fungai Machichitiri and Dr. Sami had come to visit my brother on the 17th of April 2019, maybe a month and a half later. I then got them to witness my brother signing his power of attorney documents to me, and all three of them absconded from the scene, from our home, saying they refused to act as witnesses. So on the 17th of April, my brother clearly must have had his mental capacity did not fluctuate enough for him not to have for you to justify that he did not have capacity on the 17th of April when quite clearly that when I realized there's something nefarious going on, because Dr. Sami had previously stated that my brother has mental capacity, does not have mental capacity. This is completely a joke now. So I believe on the 24th of April 2019, my brother in the front of another witness. I got another witness, and my brother signed his lasting power of attorney for health and welfare to me. That was done on the 14th of April, and then subsequently registered with the Office of the Public Guardian. That did not go onto the register, the official register, until the 7th of July. It takes several months to register a lasting power of attorney. On the 7th of July, my brother's health and welfare lasting power of attorney had been registered. I then subsequently proceeded, I believe, on the 24th. That was on the 7th of July. We received the lasting power of attorney for health and welfare. I then proceeded with my brother. My brother and I proceeded to register his lasting power of attorney for property and finances on the 14th of July. He signed it in front of somebody. 14th of July 2019. He signed it once again legally and lawfully in front of an independent witness. That was registered on the 15th of September 2019. So in 2019, both lasting powers of attorney for health and welfare and property and finances had been registered independently, and it had taken several months from April to July, from July to September. All that time period, my brother was in my care.
You're approaching the maximum allowed time for recording a message. If you wish to record further, please choose the append option from the menu. If you've finished recording, just hang up. If you don't carry on recording or hang up, your message will be deleted. To listen to your message, press 1. To re-record your message, press 2. To continue recording please record the rest of your message after the tone. When you've finished recording, press the hash key.
As I was saying, from the 1st of March 2019, when my brother was identified by Vicina Brown that my brother has mental capacity to make the decision to remain at my sister's house. Subsequently, from April to September, both lasting powers of attorney got registered with the Office of the Public Guardian. I then made you guys aware in October the following month, October, that my brother had given me his lasting power of attorney. Soon as I made you aware of this, then you look to raise false flag alerts to the official the Public Guardian, and to have those removed. Subsequently, as you know, Mr. Kenna, you have had involvement in how my brother's lasting powers of attorney have been removed in your favour. It's all fraudulent.
Sorry, but you've reached the maximum time available for recording your message. To listen to your message, press 1. Message sent. Goodbye.
As I was saying, it's all fraudulent, deceptive, and underhanded. Because what they had done is that they had themselves raised the question in a multidisciplinary meeting, which I've subsequently got a copy of, on the 28th of February, that does my brother lack mental capacity? That question has not been answered. The very next day, after I'd been arrested, on the 1st of March, that question got answered. My brother clearly does have requisite mental capacity in order to determine where he wants to live. So subsequently, I've unbeknown to me at the time, I've utilized the opportunity on the 17th of April to get my brother's mental capacity done in front of his psychiatrist, Dr. Sami, who had been privately commissioned by the local authority to act against my brother's best interest. Irrespective, both Dr. Sami, Dr. Sami, Baljit Nota, and Fungai Machichitiri refused to witness the signing of my brother's authority, because that would have ended the situation. We would have had then, because they refused to do so, then I proceeded on the following week, on the 24th of April 2019, and to formally register the lasting power of attorney with the Court of Protection and with the Office of the Public Guardian. That also cleared by 7th of July. By 14th of July, he signed over his lasting power of attorney for property and finances. That's all cleared by the 15th of September 2019. And then when I started to use it, all of a sudden, as soon as I've started to use it and the local authorities realized that this now undermines all their efforts in the criminal conviction that they got against me, they then once again instigated proceeding, in an investigation with the through the Office of the Public Guardian, through Nick Goodwin's, by purchasing Nick Goodwin's services. That itself that investigation did not conclude till a year later. Until they didn't. Why did they take a year? There was just ridiculous. They took a year to investigate my sister's lasting power of attorney of 2018 and my brother's lasting power of attorney of 2019, when they already had pursued, concurrently were pursuing the removal of my mother's lasting power of attorney at the Court of Protection proceedings. So these are the investigations that were being carried out by the Office of the Public Guardian from I believe December 2019, when I'd started to use the lasting power of attorney at a time when we were abroad. And then throughout 2020, the investigation has been just simply dragging on because they didn't know what to do. Eventually, they've managed to secure the services of the they managed to secure the services of the public guardian, Nick Goodwin, in order to pursue this case, which I believe started at a time when both me and my brother had been made homeless in... I think it was back in court in 2020, November 2020. They told me that they're going to pursue this to the courts. I then first spoke with the District Judge Beckley, asking that this matter should be escalated to Mr. Justice Cobb. In 2020, December 2020, I was at home with my mother, taking care of her, and subsequently in 2021, the local authority removed me and made me and my brother homeless by February 2021, and then subsequently by, I believe, July 2021, District Judge Beckley's once again has been commissioned to railroad the removal of the lasting powers of attorney, particularly for property and finances, considering they had suspended the lasting power of attorneys for health. They had suspended both health and welfare and property and finances, but they want to insist on making the local authority the financial deputies now in 2021. I then proceed once again in August 2021 to get my brother's mental capacity carried out independently, and subsequently submit a further lasting power of attorney to be registered with them. So while the court proceedings were ongoing, this all failed because they said that can't happen because they're aware of ongoing court proceedings. Then they're insisting on trying to get a capacity assessment, which has already been carried out by me in February. That all fails. By May, I believe a final hearing's taken place judiciously without my involvement, without my awareness. That's been issued out on the sometime in August 2022 without my understanding or awareness, and I get informed of it in October 2022 that the deputyship is now confirmed as the local authority. All fraudulent and corrupt. I believe the court hearings are still ongoing. I only become informed in January 2023 that case is now finalized and concluded in May of 2022, and I was not even aware of that. None of my involvement. It's all fraudulent. It's all corrupt. But now all of a sudden, they are stating that my brother now, what's the situation now? My brother lacks mental capacity, he has mental capacity, or now he just lacks mental capacity because you want to be in charge of him. He quite clearly has mental capacity because you could not establish that affirmatively through the multidisciplinary meetings that I instructed the doctor at the time, Dr. Rashmi Dixon, who also works for Bradford Councils as their agent, in January 2019, when my brother was going to be released to me, to make sure that he's got mental capacity so he can authorize me to, get his lasting power of attorneys registered so I can resolve his financial situation. This has all been orchestrated for one dimension, for one way, in order for my brother Talib to not have access to his money. And now that he's not got access to any of his money, several years later, 5 years later, the house has become dilapidated because they're not giving us a tenancy agreement. They're not looking to secure his accommodation. And then that's now been used as a pretext and an excuse to abduct him and try to lay claims that I'm neglecting him. This is a clear failure of everybody involved who has been abusing their position of power, acting ultra-virously, and targeting me and my brother, and then they're just trying to blame me, and they're trying to act as a good guys. It's all simply horrendous that I'm having to deal with this situation ongoing now for numerous, over a decade now or more. Just simply ridiculous